when you guys started it, and you were there at the beginning, okay, it's not hard to see right off the bat, people were getting killed left and right under Khomeini, right? Military leaders, many of them that were under the Shah who were loyal to him. You know, the one guy that, you know, they cut his arm because he shook hands with, he didn't salute him, so they ended up cutting his arm. Do you know who I'm talking about? I'll pull this up and give you the name here in a minute. Baha'i people who were afraid to be there, they were running away left and right. He was killing Baha'is left and right. There was fear in that community. Wouldn't you, as somebody that's there early on, realizing they're killing everybody they can get their hands on that disagrees with them early on, to realize this is not a good regime? Because you said the first time you realized that it was bad was in '88 when it was the 4,000 political prisoners. But you should have seen glimpses earlier, no?
Yes. I can say that first time that I found out that something is wrong. It's not what we wanted. You know, at the first 2 years of Victory of Revolution, I was so busy with the country and, bomb blasting in Prime Minister office, for instance, by MKO. I was working with Rajoy, the Prime Minister, and he became president. But after 2-3 years, I went to Industries of Iran. I became head of IDRO, Industrial Development and Renovation Organization, the biggest industrial complex of Iran, owned 140 huge manufacturing companies. In Industries of Iran, that was 1982 and 1983, for the first time I found out that, okay, this is not what we wanted. We didn't expect, we didn't know, better to say, we didn't know that a revolution is how wild is a revolution, and brutality in the nature of revolutions, especially an Islamic revolution that thinks that it's the hand of the God, so they can put themselves instead of God and do whatever they want and do any crime. So on 1984, I resigned from my position.
84.
And
resigned from what? Resigned from IRGC?
No, IRGC, I left it after 3 months.
Yeah.
From Industries of Iran. I was the head of IDRO. And promised to myself that I should reread the books of the founders of this revolution to see what we wanted, why we were against Shah, and why it's going in this way. It took about a year that at last I resigned and started to reread. The first book that I reread was Khomeini's book about Valuetainment Media, about the rulership of the Faqih. And this time, I was 30 years old. Now I was, not an emotional young revolutionary, leftist young revolutionary.
You are or you're not?
When I was 30 years old.
You are?
I was not.
You were not?
No.
You were when you were younger?
Yeah. When I was 22 years old,
right.
Like many young students, on those days, the dominant,
not like in the Shah. He's the rich guy. He did the big party. You should never done this. He doesn't care about us.
The dominant discourse is leftist, revolutionary, ideological aspect of the world. Just by some, simple lines, you try to draw everything. To refuse, for instance, all the Western civilization. We will have a new way in front of the humanity by Islamic regime and blah, blah. But when I was 30 years old, this time when I started to reread the books of the founders of revolution, like Khomeini, like Dr. Shariati, actually the teacher of the revolution. And the others, this time I found out that, wow, the problem of this revolution is not accidental. It's essential. It's in the theory of this regime.
Essential or intentional?
No, it's in the theory of this regime. When you are Islamist, when you put yourself in the foot of in the shoe of the God, then you can do any crime. Intentionally, you can do any crime. And nothing is, you don't care about human rights. Human rights is something that comes from the modern world. The modern people, after John Locke and the other thinkers, gradually, people, instead of duties in religion, now the people have rights. But in that type of thinking, I mean Islamism, a revolutionary ideologic version of Shiism, there is no room for rights of the people. People should obey the leaders, the religion that is represented by a person at the top. So this time, when I found out that, okay, this is something that I don't like it. For this reason, I found out the answer of my question, why it went wrong, why it started to kill the people, why so much brutality. So when I found out the answer that, okay, it goes back to the essence of this revolution, and the people, gradually, the brutal people, ruthless people will take the power, including Khomeini himself. That kind person, religious man, became a monster. So I said to myself that, first of all, I should examine my idea. So I started to study history, because history is the laboratory of social sciences theories. Because my major field was mechanical engineering and physics, but I started to study history, and I tested that idea, and I saw that, yes, it has been repeated in other countries and even in Iran. When we ran the country with religious theories, give and take, we had the same results somehow. Or Middle Ages in Europe, when it was, the Catholic Church actually running and had power. So in 1988, when the war between Iran and Iraq was finished, and from 1986, I was not in key positions, just advisor to some of my friends that were in the cabinet. But after 1988, I said to myself that, okay, enough is enough. I don't work with this regime anymore in any way. So I left any position, didn't accept any position, and I went to, started publishing magazines, newspapers, and starting a publishing company. All of them were shut down, by the way, by the regime.
Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic, I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker, you question things, you like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New future looks bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PBD Podcast, go to vtmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.